From school friendship to a happy little family, have you ever wondered if that person you share your lunch with in high school, the one you laugh with over silly jokes, could one day be the person you build a life with? Our story is one of those, a journey from shared textbooks and playground crushes to building our own happy little family. It all began in the hallways of our high school. We were just kids, navigating the ups and downs of teenage life. I remember seeing him for the first time in chemistry class. He was trying to figure out a complex equation, his brow all furrowed in concentration. I, on the other hand, was more focused on doodling in my notebook. We didn't talk much at first, just shy smiles exchanged across the room. Our friendship really started over a group project. We were paired up, and suddenly, we were spending hours together after school. Not just talking about history, but about our dreams, our fears, and our favorite bands. We discovered a shared love for late-night movies and spicy food. Those study sessions slowly turned into weekend hangouts. We became each other's go-to person for everything. He was the one I called when I aced a test, and I was the one he'd confide in when things got tough at home. We were best friends, inseparable. People around us would joke that we were an old married couple, and we'd just laugh it off. Little did we know they were seeing something we hadn't admitted to ourselves yet. The transition from friendship to something more was so natural, it felt almost inevitable. It wasn't a sudden, dramatic moment like in the movies. It was a slow burn, a quiet realization. I think it truly hit me at our high school graduation. As we stood there in our caps and gowns, ready to step into the future, I looked at him and couldn't imagine a future without him in it. That night, under the stars, he confessed he felt the same way. It was scary and exciting all at once. We were stepping into the unknown, not just as individuals heading to college, but as a couple. College was a test for us. We went to different universities, miles apart. The long-distance relationship was tough. There were late-night calls, weekend bus trips, and a lot of trust. We had to learn to communicate in a whole new way. We missed the simple things, like just sitting together in silence. But that distance also made us stronger. It taught us to appreciate every moment we had together and to fight for our relationship. We grew up, not just as individuals, but together, even when we were apart. We supported each other through stressful exams, part-time jobs, and the daunting task of figuring out who we wanted to become. After we both graduated, the first thing we did was close the distance. I moved to his city, and we got our first tiny apartment together. It was nothing glamorous, with mismatched furniture and a kitchen that was way too small, but it was ours. It was our sanctuary. Learning to live together was a whole new adventure. We learned about each other's quirks, his habit of leaving socks everywhere, my obsession with organizing the bookshelf by color. There were arguments over whose turn it was to do the dishes, but there was also so much laughter. We were building a home, piece by piece. One evening, after a particularly long week at work, he planned a simple dinner at home. He cooked my favorite meal, and we just talked, reminiscing about our journey. Then, right there in our little living room, surrounded by our shared memories, he got down on one knee. It wasn't a grand public proposal. It was intimate, personal, and absolutely perfect. It was just us, just like it had always been. Of course, I said yes, through a flood of happy tears. We were getting married to our best friend. Our wedding day was a celebration of our love and our journey. We were surrounded by the friends and family who had watched us grow from awkward teenagers into the couple we were that day. Seeing all our high school friends there, cheering us on, felt like coming full circle. Standing at the altar, looking into his eyes, I saw our entire history flash before me. The shy smiles in class, the late-night talks, the tearful goodbyes at the bus station, the laughter in our tiny apartment. And in that moment, I also saw our future. Life after the wedding settled into a beautiful rhythm. We continued to grow, supporting each other's careers and dreams. We traveled, we adopted a ridiculously fluffy dog, and we filled our home with more love and laughter. We were happy, truly content in the life we had built, but we knew our adventure wasn't over. We always talked about having a family of our own someday. The idea of bringing a new life into our world, of sharing our love with a child, was both thrilling and terrifying. Finding out we were expecting was one of the most surreal and joyful moments of our lives. The 9 months of pregnancy were a roller coaster of emotions, cravings, and preparations. He was the most amazing partner, catering to my weirdest food requests at 3 a.m. and patiently assembling the crib, even though the instructions made no sense. We were a team, stepping into parenthood together, hand in hand. And then, she arrived. The moment I held our daughter for the first time, my entire world shifted. Everything made sense. Looking at her tiny fingers wrapped around his, I saw the culmination of our entire love story. She has his eyes and my stubbornness. Seeing him as a father, so gentle and loving with her, makes my heart swell with a kind of love I never knew existed. Our home is now filled with the sounds of baby giggles, lullabies, and the pitter-patter of tiny feet. It's chaotic, it's exhausting, and it is the most beautiful thing we have ever created. From sharing notes in chemistry class to sharing the responsibilities of parenthood, our love story has been an incredible ride. We went from being school friends to a happy little family. It's a reminder that sometimes the greatest love stories don't start with a dramatic spark, but with the quiet comfort of a friendship that blossoms into a lifetime of love. It's about growing together, supporting each other, and building a life that's even better than the one you dreamed of. Our story is still being written, and we can't wait to see what the next chapter holds. If our journey from friendship to family has touched your heart, please give this video a like and consider subscribing to our channel for more of our family adventures. Thank you so much for watching and for being a part of our story. We'll see you in the next one.